Hello, good evening. How are you? How are you doing today? I'm Dr. Aderinsola Adepoju, and welcome to this live session where we'll be speaking with Hope, or is someone who has joined, not who has actually, who attracted to international opportunities, global opportunities using the PPP framework. And it was within 2 weeks, within 14 days. And Hope will be joining me live today on Instagram. So if you are here, say hi. So Hope is going to send me a speak request and we are going to come. And please note that in this session, if you have questions around how you can actually attract global opportunities of different nature, which could be jobs, it could be speaking engagement awards. As an experienced professional, you may want to stay right to the end of this session because I'll be taking questions and Hope will also be giving us insight. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube and you want to listen to Hope speak, that is Hope Samuel, you may want to join us on Instagram so that you can see her. But notwithstanding, you'll be able to hear her even if you're on other platforms, right? You'll be able to hear her. So not to worry because like there are two phones right in front of me next to each other. So you should be able to hear her. So just in case you are wondering what is all this about, because I get that question a lot. I've had that inside about two people asking what exactly is this about? I always say it is about how professionals can use the experience they already have to get the global opportunities they want. Meaning that what is required to secure global opportunities is already within, is what you have. Do you understand me? What is required is what you have. So you don't even need, like, you're not having to go and get something from outside. So what typically I've seen experienced professional lack is the technical know-how on how to then convert the experience they have into getting more opportunities for themselves. So that is where the challenge has been. And this is why I had to start teaching how they can then project that value in such a way that they attract the global opportunities. So Hope, the moment you are here, just send me a speak request and I would, welcome you to speak to our audience. Now, if you are here and you're saying, okay, now I've heard you, what exactly is the PPP framework? Chancey Mutambo from Malawi, how are you doing? What exactly is this PPP framework? Because the title of this Instagram and for Facebook or YouTube Live is saying how Hope attracted global opportunities, like two managerial roles, actually. She acquired two managerial roles. Job is a category of global opportunity. And please look, the operational word here is attract. The operational word here is attract. Why do I say so? Everyone applies for jobs all the time. But when you attract one, there is a different level of delivery to this thing. Why do I say so? When you attract global opportunities, they are the one reaching out to you. So there is, it's like they've already accessed you even before proper assessment. So you have the upper hand, you are playing at a very at an advantage point of view. So which is why you will always see me preach, oh, try to build a profile that can attract global opportunities. So while we are waiting for Hope, I'll be talking about what exactly the PPP is, which is the profile building, platform optimization, and positioning. Profile building, platform optimization, and positioning, right? So that is what the PPP means, just in case you are wondering what exactly do you mean by the PPP framework, Hope used to acquire global opportunities within 14 days of one another. The first one was a company reaching out to her from the US, scheduling an interview for her. And the second one was from a company from South Africa. So you must be wondering, is that even possible? I know people keep asking that question until it happens for them and they are saying, okay, as in, this is actually possible. Everybody keeps asking, is that even possible? My thing is never, is it possible? Because I've seen it happen for me. I've seen it happen for others. So it is not a question of, is it possible? It's always a question of, how did it happen? What mechanisms did you put in place? What structures did you put in place to, as in, for it to happen? I believe that is a question people should be asking. How did you make it happen? Good evening, Dr. Kirby. Hope our lecturer is fine. You look dull. I've had a very, very stressful day. Trust me, a very long day, right? An extremely long day. I've been out of like my house even before 8 a.m. I had family commitments, my daughter's end of the year, and I also had to show up at work. So I was juggling the two, and I'm here again today. But don't worry, teaching is my happy place. So anytime I show up to teach, every other thing is goes away. So now, as I was saying, what are the structures you need to put in place as an experienced professional for you to be able to attract global opportunities like Hope? Oh, please, once you are here, just say hi, as in just send me a speak request so that I can add you to this call, okay? Send me a speak request so I can add you to this call. Let me give a bit of time for Hope to join us while I teach. And another thing I want you to do for me is please start dropping your questions early, because initially before Hope agreed to come here, I'd wanted to make this is Q&A, strictly Q&A, that is question and answer session. So I would still like to answer as many questions as possible around using LinkedIn to attract global opportunities. So if you know you have questions around using LinkedIn to attract global opportunities, please just start dropping it. Let me teach from there, right? Let me teach from that this thing while we wait for Hope to join us. But while I'm expecting your questions, I will explain exactly, because I don't want the Hope to come and she's having to explain what PPP is, because it is in the title of this Instagram, how Hope used the PPP framework. So it's the PPP I want to explain first. The PPP is profile building, platform optimization, and positioning. Now, let's start from the very first P. The very first P is profile. What exactly does it mean to build profile? Again, like I said, I don't want you to keep saying, is it possible? It is possible. It has happened severally for me, for people around me. So it is, what do you put in place? And I said, these are the things that Hope put in place. She used the PPP framework. What is a framework? Like, let me say, a step-by-step process you follow that can get you to the next thing, right? That is what a framework is. Now, that framework is called profile building. Now, we are in the first P of the PPP. That first P is what we call the content you need to build that will project the value you bring to the table. The content you need to build, the words you need to put together, the articulation of the words you need to put together that will project the value you bring to the table. That is what profile building is. So whenever people hear profile building, they would think it is about opening a LinkedIn account. It is not. Like, you could build a profile independent of a LinkedIn account. Like, I have my profile built, placed on my website. I have my profile built, placed on LinkedIn. I have my profile built, placed on different research gates. That's for the ones for academics. I have my profile built, placed on academia edu. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have my profile built based on OSID ID because I'm in the academic space. So you could actually build a profile. I have my profile built. It is on the Unleash platform because Unleash is a global network I belong to, right? And even on that platform, people still reach out to me and say, oh, I would like to work with you. I would like to get you on my team for one thing or the other, or come and speak at my event. So do you understand what I'm saying? So a profile is independent. When you say something, you build a profile, it means that you have put content together that projects the value you bring to the table in any setting. So I could take that content and put it anywhere. It doesn't have to be LinkedIn. Now, I always tell people, there is no optimized LinkedIn platform. You can never have an optimized LinkedIn platform if you skip that first P, right? So whenever people hear, I want to, okay, Ayinla Sabra coming from Songwater, happy to be here. Okay, great, Ayinla Sabra, how are you doing? I think you passed out yesterday from the Skill for Work Academy. I remember you very well. Now, there is no LinkedIn optimization, because even if you see, Hope attracted the opportunities on LinkedIn, right? She attracted the opportunities on LinkedIn. But you must be asking, what's made them reach out? Because if you're attracting something, it means that you have put up something that's, that is what's reaching out for you for. Now, you see, that thing is what you call profile. That content you have first built that you now take and go and place on that platform is what it. So Hope, I'm not sure the account you are joining with. Hope is please, just if you are here, just say hi and let me know the account you are joining with or something. I'm not sure the Instagram account you are joining me with. Oh, which Instagram accounts are you joining me with? I need to know so that please, could you just drop me a message inside the comments if this is you, Hope, so that I could know which account you are joining me with. Okay, thank you. So that P is what Hope had to first build. And how exactly did she do it? Like she had actually come to us a match with this particular. Okay, Hope, I see you now. Great. I'm going to send you a speak request. Um, okay. Hope, I'm unable to send you a speak request. Can you send me a speak request, Hope? I can't see a speak request against your name. Hope, I can't see a speak request against your name. Is it possible for you to send me a speak request yourself? So if you send me a speak request, I'll see that request and accept it. I can't seem to be able to have a send you a speak request. You are not listed. You are not listed for some reason, and I don't know why. Like I can't click on invite. Like every other person on this particular call, their own is dark black. I can click on invite, but yours doesn't have invite. So I can't click. Oh, you can't hear me. Uh-oh. Hope you might need to come out and come back in. Please, Moina, if you can hear, tell Hope to log out and log back in onto IG. Okay, tell her to log back out and log back in. I can't seem to, she says she can't hear me. So even if I'm saying that, she won't still be able to hear me. So Moina, if you're on this call, ask her to log back out and log back in. Okay, great. I've communicated that to this. So hopefully they'll reach out to Hope and Hope is going to say that. So while we are still waiting for Hope, so the first thing Hope had to do was to first get the knowledge on how to build that profile. Because like I said, there is no LinkedIn optimization. Nothing can happen for you on LinkedIn if you skip that step. And take it from me, as in, if you think it's a lie, I'll go and optimize my LinkedIn and it will happen. You will come back. Because what does optimization mean? Which takes us to the second P. My second P means platform optimization. That is what second P means. Platform optimization, which is why I always say my PPP framework is not about LinkedIn. It's about the platform. So for instance, I could take this same framework, the PPP framework, to another platform. So far, that platform has the kind of audience that I need. Like it is a group of professionals. It is a group of solid people. No matter how small that platform is, so far it has the quality of the audience I need. My PPP framework will work on it. Right? My PPP framework will work on it. My PPP framework will work on it. Right? So, Moina, if you are here and you can hear me, I asked Hope to log out. Hope said she could not hear me, so I can't send her a speak request because she couldn't hear me. Ask Hope to log out and log back in so she can join me. Moina, if you can hear me, please do that. Now, like I said, so when you say something is a framework, it means that even if you learn the PPP and you, for instance, maybe in the next 1 year, there's a platform that comes up, like a professional platform, a platform where they understand value. you would use the same thing to navigate that platform and you will still win. So it is not necessarily about LinkedIn. But why do I choose LinkedIn? Why do I choose to implement this framework on LinkedIn? Because LinkedIn is a ready-made ground. LinkedIn already gathered professionals from across the world. There are 1 billion professional profiles on LinkedIn, right? There are 1 billion professional profiles on LinkedIn. So what that means is I can harness that platform to do whatever it is I want to do. Do you understand? Oh, I can still send you an invite. Every other person has invite against them here. So I'm guessing because you don't have audio, so I can't, like, when somebody joins this thing now, there will be something that is saying wave to that person. But when you joined, there was no wave, right? Immediately you join, there was no wave. Please, every other person on this call, confirm you can hear me, because I'm wondering why Moina is also saying she can't hear me. Please, if you can hear me clearly, just say yes in the comment section. Let me be sure I'm not talking to myself. If you can hear me, just say yes. Just type yes so I can continue teaching. Let me be sure I'm not talking to myself. You can hear me, fantastic. So let's continue. I was talking about the second category of P in the PPP, which is platform optimization. And now I'm saying that what you learn on the PPP framework can be applied on any other platform. But I was now trying to say, why do I choose to use this framework on LinkedIn? For several reasons. Let me give you 4. Number 1, LinkedIn platform has done the work of marketing for me, meaning that they've converged my audience. If anybody is skilled in content creation here, I'm sure you will agree with me that the most important metrics when you are creating content is about your audience, like the audience that's going to receive the content, right? So they have gathered professionals from all walks of life, global in nature, 1 billion professional profiles. What does that mean? It means that there's an open market for me to converge. Now, you must be saying, oh, other platforms have 2 billion, 3 billion. Wait on. Why LinkedIn platform for professionals? As in when you're an experienced person looking to get global opportunities. Other platform may converge 2,000, 3 billion. I mean, 2 billion, 3 billion. The question is it a professional platform? Is it a platform that specifically converges professionals or just anything? So if you are actually looking at other platforms that have converged more than LinkedIn, the question is, it is not a targeted platform for experienced people. So LinkedIn is the largest network of professionals around the world. Now, let me explain further if that does not make plenty sense to you now. What does that mean for you? It means that the Joneses, the person who is going to offer you that global opportunity, I bet you, whether they are existing on the blue app, the pink app, the black app, whether they have presence on all those things or not, I can guarantee you they have presence on LinkedIn. Like, even if they cannot cope with the madness of other platforms, they have a presence on LinkedIn. Why? The decision makers of the world understand that is where they need to at least have a social media presence to show themselves that, okay, I'm the president of the United States, I am the this of the that. Like, they need to show existence on such a platform. So it means that even if like they don't exist any other place, they will exist there for the professionalism's sake. Now that you know that the person that can give you global opportunity is existing on that platform, I will now ask you, tell me the reason why you are not camping there. It's like somebody tells you that the person that can give you opportunity is inside that room. You now say, no, I want to go to the other room. Let me go there. Like, please explain it to me. That's how it is. Reason number 2, the decision makers, right? Esekolapo is watching, bring them on camera. We can't see Hope yet on camera, right? We can't see Hope yet on camera. She's having challenges joining even on this thing. So I don't know why. For some reason, she may need to join with another Instagram account. Let me even ask Moina to tell her. Moina. So, or maybe Moina, could you, let me see. Is it possible for me to, I can, Moina, if she's having challenges on Instagram, tell her to join me on Facebook. I can send her a speak request on Facebook. Because right now, the people that joined me on Facebook, I checked if I could send them a speak request. I can. So Moina, tell her to join me on Facebook. So if you are here, just give me a minute. Hope is supposed to be joining us here, but she has joined this Instagram live twice. I can't seem to be able to add her to this Instagram live. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to teach while we wait for Hope to sort out this thing. Now, after the second P, or in the second P, I was explaining why you should now optimize platform. Your choice of optimizing a platform should be LinkedIn. I've given you two reasons. Who can tell me, who can repeat after me the two reasons I've given? I said they have the largest convergence of what? Professionals, 1 billion professionals. I said number two, your orgas, the people, the decision makers that want to give you the opportunity are on that platform. So you are their next door neighbor. There's no segregation. Now, reason number three is because LinkedIn is one profile that allows you come in your full glory. What that is provided you know to use everything, like to now come in your full glory. So when you say a platform allows you to come in your full glory, the question is, are you coming in your full glory? How do I mean? If you look at the LinkedIn platform, for instance, it has header, it has banner from the very first place. You know that place that most people leave blue. If you go to your LinkedIn profile, that place that is a banner that is horizontal, that place that uses just blue, right? That place should have something that shows you at the value. Now, the header, same thing. The about section, same thing. The skill section, the experience section, everything should be filled. Now, how many, like aside maybe your personal website, how many platforms do you see that gives you room to list everything you have as if it is your CV and more? Because it will give you space to fill everything you have. Education, number of years, the schools you've gone to, the certifications you've taken, the skills you've taken. It will give you this thing for everything. I say it allows you to put your entire CV online and still allows you to differentiate yourself. How do I mean? If it allows you to import your entire CV, meaning experience, education, skills, all the things that a CV will have, there are sections for it. Beyond that, it now gives you sections to differentiate yourself. How do I mean? There are three major sections on LinkedIn that can differentiate you from the others. The content that goes into your about section, the content that goes into your header, how you introduce yourself in that header, and the banner itself. It's that those three sections are not on your CV. So whenever people tell me that their focus is to optimize CV or to redo CV, I say, CV is ratio 1:1. What do I mean? It is until I sit down and type it, as in send a CV via email to someone. Like I sent it to someone. CV is ratio 1. You don't attract opportunities using CV. Do you understand me? You sit down and send it out, but you can attract opportunities while you sleep using your LinkedIn profile. Okay, Hope, now I see you. Thank God, finally. She's on. Hope, I'm inviting you to come to camera now. Great. So if you want to see Hope, you may need to come on Facebook because Hope could not come on Instagram Live, and I'm adding her to Facebook Live right now. So Hope is going to come on camera on Facebook, on like when we said it was going to be on Instagram. So if you want to see her, but you'll be able to hear her anyway, whether you see her or not. So Hope, I've added you to this live. Let me be, as in, I'm waiting for you to show up on camera. Great. She's showing up right now on Facebook. Oh, finally. Hi. Finally. Finally. Instagram was showing you Pepe. Instagram was showing you Pepe. I didn't even know I could add you to. Good evening. I didn't know I could add you to Facebook. Thank God we even made provision for Facebook, right? I didn't know I could add you. So if you're on Instagram, you want to see what Open looks like. She's on Facebook, right? She's on Facebook, my personal page. So my personal page on Facebook is Aderinsola Adio Adepoju. Aderinsola, not the business page. There's an Aderinsola Adepoju joined together. But my personal page on Facebook is Aderinsola Adepoju. Aderinsola space Adio Adepoju, like hyphen Adepoju. So, but we are going to be speaking with Hope anyway right now. So I'm going to quickly round off so that I just don't truncate what I was saying, right? So Hope, welcome. I'm going to round off the definition of the PPP, yeah, so that I just don't stop. So that's the second P, and I've given you several reasons why I choose LinkedIn as a platform. The third P is positioning, which means that you do activities that intentionally place you in front of those that you want those opportunities for. What did I say positioning is? Intentionally carrying out activities that places you in front of the people that have those opportunities that will then reach out to you. One of such activities is article writing. There are others that I probably recommend on the program, but as a major one that I always talk about is article writing. Now, because article writing has a systematic way to do it, it is a skill. Writing is like, it's like copywriting. It is a skill. So ability to write LinkedIn articles is a skill, and that is part of what we then teach in the Global Opportunity Program. So that is definition of PPP, profile building, which is a content platform optimization, the platform you post the content on, then positioning, doing activities on that platform that will place you in front of those that you need. Now, we are going to switch to Hope Samuel, who is our guest for today. And I'm going to be interviewing her. And Hope, I like, for some reason, I didn't know what your face looked like, right? You know, there are sometimes you see people's email, you see their name, and you're trying to place a face to their name. But yeah, I don't know. Should I say maybe it was a face? I don't know. For some reason, I just couldn't place your face. So thank you very much, Hope, for joining me today. How's your day been?
Okay. Thank you very much for having me here this evening, Dr. Daly. You are a wonderful person. And
thank
I'm
you.
so overwhelmed right
Thank
now.
you.
I don't know what to say. Let me introduce myself.
Yes,
right?
please start from introducing yourself. I'll ask you questions so you're not having to wonder what you want to say and everything like that. So I'll just let's start, yeah, so that it's easy for you to probably just say, okay, let me speak today. So I'll just ask you questions and all. So first, let's start with introducing yourself. Just with a quick background of yourself. What do you do, like, and all that? As well, before you jammed this thing. The second question is always after you introduce yourself. So let me give you an idea what the second question is. It's always like, how did you find me? I ask people every time, like, how did you jam me? Like, what did you first jam? What did you meet online? Where did you, how did you hear about me? How did you hear about the existence of iTrain Africa and all that? So first introduce yourself, then you can go to the second question. So let's go from there.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, ma'am. My name is Samuel. Hope I live in Abuja. Yes, that is the Federal Capital Territory here in Nigeria. I know this session is being streamlined. Good evening, all everyone watching me all over the globe, because Dr. Derry is really doing a very good job, and I am a beneficiary of her good work. And let me just give a brief overview of how I started my career.
Okay.
I started my career in the year 2009.
Wow.
I started in the banking sector I started as a customer service officer in the branch. From there, I grew up to heading a branch as the head of operation. In 2015, I left the banking sector. I moved to the energy sector, where I was opportune to manage their marketing and customer service. I was their senior manager for marketing and customer service. And from there in 2018, I moved to the humanitarian sector, where I was the senior manager, admin, and operation. I know a lot of people will be asking, she loves moving. Yeah, I'm a voyager. I love exploring new things, and that was what really made me to know Dr. Berry, because I love to explore things, most especially in my career. I don't want to stop in one place. I don't like staying in one place for too long, because I want to diversify my knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hope, for that great overview. 15 years of experience. Wow. If you say you started in 2009, that's 15 years this year. That's a lot of experience that you have bagged there. And it's amazing how you move from the banking sector, customer care, marketing, energy, and all that, now humanitarian. Amazing. And for the sake of those who are watching, I've never seen Hope. I've never spoken to her in my life. This is my first interaction with her. So if you see me saying, like, it's because everything she's saying, I'm hearing it for the first time. So I'm curious to actually know what like a background is. Now, let's go to the part of like, when was the first time you first came about iTrain Africa? Like, tell me about that journey. When did you first see us? After you saw us, what was the journey like? As in, what did you do next? Then which programs did you get on and things like that? So how did you come across us as a whole?
First and foremost, I got to know iTrain Africa through Facebook in my quest to, because I really I told you I was the senior manager, admin and operation. In the quest of, I really needed I needed a career clarity. And I've been engaging people even outside Nigeria so that I can work remotely. I want to change. I don't even want to work here in Nigeria. I want to be earning the hard currency, I was like, how do I go about it? In the quest of searching, one day I was just going through my Facebook page. I vouched into Dr. Dale.
Oh, I don't know. I think I lost the audio. Is it my network or Hope's network? I can't hear her again. Toba said, I didn't hear the first P. So the first P is profile. Okay, Luato Singh was one that asked the question. The first P is profile building, the content. I've lost Hope. I hope she's able to join back. Let me see. I can't see her anymore. I'll just wait for her to join me back. I'm guessing she has a network issue, so I'll just wait for her to join me back here. So while we are waiting for her, something stood out for me when she introduced herself, and she said she has practically done 5 years in different sectors, and she was tired of of just working locally. And she said something that she had engaged different people, even international coaches or international. She has gone on different programs to or engage different, that's in our words, say I've engaged different people, even in the international scene, to help me through that journey of migrating from local on-site work to international remote work so that she could earn currency. Why did I have to spotlight that? Most professionals with that years of experience always have the same issue. And why do I know they always have the same issue? Like I see people come to us all the time with the same thing. And that was, as I remember our email in March of 2024 this year, when she first sent that, it was about that. Like, let me say, this is my challenge. I want to do this thing and all. So that was the very first this thing that's open. And this is not uncommon, because sometimes when professionals come to us, like, oh, I want to talk to Dr. Daring. Okay, Moina is saying, can you just tell us what you need and things like that. Say, oh, I have done this, I have done that, da, 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 da. And they go on and say, but I'm tired of this thing. I just feel like it's that time I might, like, I like, it's beyond the money now. I need something that is more this thing. I will say this is not the first time. Almost like 90% of the people that have taken my GOP program, which is where we teach the PPP framework, have the same issue. So your problem is not peculiar. And in fact, one of the reasons why I always say, oh, you have from 10, I would say, please just go to GOP, because I see that this problem starts to start for many career people above 7 years, 7 years, 10 years. 10 years is that mark I see very well. I see a lot of 10 years or 15 years people on my program a lot, because it's as if it is at that point in time that everybody feels like, okay, now I know I've been collecting money, and at this point it's beyond that. I need something more. So the moment you are here, let me know that you are here. I'm going to add you back to this Facebook Live. Right? So if you are here and that is your challenge and you think it is peculiar to you as a prophet, it is not. Like, it is something that learning what you could do or getting career clarity could solve for you. And that is one of the major challenges I first saw on the GOP, clarity. I'm sure you've seen Anila Sobro here call me Dr. Clarity and everything like that. Why? Even if I say so myself, I'm blessed with the ability to help people get clarity fast, very fast. And why is that? I say I went through that bottleneck myself for a long time. So when I finally passed through that, I understood the importance of clarity, because I always tell people that it is until I had clarity of purpose, clarity about what I wanted to be doing, clarity about the message of me I wanted to be projecting, so that I could use that message to attract global opportunity, I couldn't accelerate. And I always tell every professional that it is not who walk past. Like, no be who walk past, meaning it is not the person that's put in the hardest work that gets the best opportunities. So if that is your thinking, please ditch it. At least not in this generation anymore. It is not who has put in the hardest work. It is not who has put in the 15 years. Once you are above 10 years, it is no more about skills. It is no more about, I can complete 10 transactions in 1 minute. There is more that is demanded at that level. And I always tell professionals when they come to me, I say, what got you here cannot take you there. Because I hear different things like, hey, that my colleague is favoritism. They took him over me. They took his because I'm a woman. I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot. And I always tell, I say, madam, what are you doing to put yourself in front of those people that are going to give you that thing? Say, I'm doing my work. I complete my work. I said, I mean, aside work, what are you doing? And they start to stare at me as in, how do you mean, what am I doing? Like, I'm delivering. I said, you are delivering. The person that's, as in, you are delivering is fine. You are being paid to deliver. Like, but by the time they start saying, oh, they are taking this person, they want someone in the international line of maybe you are working in multinational, they want someone who is going to get appointed to board, maybe you are in that senior level. It is no more about who completed the number of transactions the fastest. It is now about things like they are looking at your ability to negotiate deals. They are looking at your ability to lead. They are looking at your ability to complete, like, they are not looking at the peripheral skills anymore. And you know, the insane thing is they always use LinkedIn as a judge, because they expect that if you're an experienced professional at that level, you should have that online professional presence. So and that's the funny thing. You may not even know what they're using to judge you. But you would have seen that colleague that seems to work lesser than you do, but has done great online packaging presence on LinkedIn. They will now be picking that person to interview above you. So I always say at that level, it is when you're at the junior level, you'll be waiting for company to train you and send you for skills training. When you are at that level, mid to senior, you owe your own personal development to yourself. You owe yourself a budget for personal development. Now, I'm going to wait for Hope. Moina, please, could you tell me what is holding Hope from joining this back? I'm waiting for her to join back so we could continue this conversation. But I'm just trying to first highlight what Hope has said about needing clarity. And that is another thing I have seen professionals do in my past GOP programs. They would tell me, like they would say, oh, Doc, I don't really need much. That is always the line that happens. I don't need much. I just need you to help me look at my LinkedIn profile because I have given someone they will mention different countries. The typical countries are always UK, US, Canada. I've given this coach or this whatever, this agency to look at and not to look at, they've optimized it for me. So I just want to quickly help me check, like they commonize it, they put the word just, and I start to smile. Here is one of the things I always say. I said, if that thing that is called so-called optimization that was done for you, if it has worked for you to attract opportunities, you won't be at my doorstep. You won't be at my doorstep. It is because it has not worked. So, and I always tell people, it doesn't matter who did something for you. Like, it doesn't matter the race. I'm not that kind of a person that somebody will come and tell me this person from XYZ did this thing for them. I'll just be smiling, like me. Me, Jerry, that's been to 5 continents. What are you talking about? Like, I don't like, I'm way up, like past that. Do you understand? And I have seen how brilliant Africans are. This is beyond me. I've seen how brilliant Africans are in terms of professionals, but we have so not come to the full potential or to the full realization of our brilliancy. And that is what still holds some professionals back. Like, they have the stuff, they don't know how to package the stuff and sell it. That is a major problem. So they feel like them going to meet someone from another race to do it, we add some substance to what they have not harnessed. It doesn't. Because first, I always say, should you even need someone to optimize your LinkedIn profile for you? The person has to build your profile first with you. And I keep saying it, what is profile building? The valuable content, the unique content, the content that projects your value beyond your work experience, skills, and school. Those ones are regular. It doesn't matter the school you've gone to, someone else has gone. You went to Harvard, someone has gone to Harvard. The differentiating places on LinkedIn is the about section, the header, and the banner. If you do not get those 3 right, if you like pay someone $1,000, $10,000 from another race, if those 3 are not on point, you have wasted money. And you don't build those contents on LinkedIn. You build the content that goes there out of LinkedIn. Then you carry that content and put it in those sections. So if you do not know what exactly you are supposed to be building into the 2006 characters in a way that even when you are sleeping, someone can land on that about section and say, I want that lady on my team, then you need to learn how. And that is exactly what I teach on GOP. The 7-paragraph, fail-proof paragraph. This paragraph 1 will contain this one. Write it like this. Paragraph 2 will contain, and it differs. Please note. Then I say it differs. If you are, for instance, positioned as a founder of an organization, your paragraph 1 would differ. If you are positioning as an academic with experience, those paragraphs will have different articulation. In fact, I am one person. When I am composing the profile that goes into those places, like the framework is the same thing, like, okay, paragraph 1 and everything like that. But I'm saying somebody could take a framework and you will build something because you're in another profession, you have different years of experience, you're in a different field. I work with clients from maybe over 27 different job titles in the past. You will see us build together a profile for an HR person, an academic, a professor, and they are all looking different. Why? But I followed the same framework. Why do they look different? It is because what they bring to the table differs. And the recommendation I would give on the GOP for an early career is different from a mid-career, it's different from a senior career. So you could see people join GOP. They are doing the same assignments. Their profile will come out differently. Why? They first need, what I help people do is understand first the message, the perception, the brand you need to build. And please take note, as an experienced professional, I want to use Hope as a sample while I wait for her to come back. She has experience starting first in the customer service. She went to the marketing in the energy sector. She went to the humanitarian. So it means when someone like Hope paid for GOP in March, the official support of GOP is starting this Friday, July 9th, and registration is closing on Wednesday. She paid in March. When Hope paid for the program in March, as in paid for the first installment in March, then she paid the balance in April, sometime April 25, thereabout. The first thing she needed to do when she got access to the profile building is she has 3 different experience across 3 different sectors: banking, energy, humanitarian. As an experienced professional, I want to ask you a question. What do you think she should put on her profile when she's trying to look for global opportunities? In what sector should she be looking for it? Is there anybody that can give me an answer to that? In what sector do you think she should be looking for it? Huh? In what sector should Hope be looking? No one is answering me. Just, you could say anything, just as in, just a wild guess in the humanitarian. Okay, Shop Alal, thank you for that suggestion. Is there anyone that has suggestion? Is there any other person that has suggestion? Okay, now I'll work with Shop Alal's suggestion, humanitarian. Guess what? Humanitarian is the obvious place for her to look for, because we say, oh, humanitarian, all these NGO things, they always get opportunities, right? They always get opportunities. But I always tell people that exactly, ABNAS was a no sector in particular. No sector in particular. Why? Which is why when people come and tell me, they just give me surface level information and they say, please, what kind of global opportunity do you think I'm going to be able to get? I say, I cannot say that though. You need to go through the brand clarity phase. And what does a brand clarity phase mean? It means that she has 5 years in different places. But those 5 years are enough to get opportunities in those 3 different sectors. She can get in humanitarian, she can get in the energy sector, because I have worked with clients that got in the energy sector. Augusta was in the energy sector, right? And we built a profile on Friday. By the Wednesday, she had gotten this thing. So it means that she could go to any sector of choice. So the question is, what is going to inform the sector she's trying to build a profile in? And trust me, it is not about the one that she has done the most recent. That is one of the things I first clarify. Even before we start PPP, I call that one, at the preliminary stage, we call it brand clarity. Meaning that one of the exercises I give to them is, go and take a 16 personality test. When you take that thing, when they come with that result, they do a second task, which always involves their stakeholders. Then they do a third task. By the time they are doing those 3 tasks, they are clear. They have clarity on, this is exactly what I should be positioning on. Which is why I say, no one should build a profile for you. It is a personal work. Like, how does somebody extract, like, narrate your own history? Because it is in your history, it is in your antecedent, it is in all the things you've done. So which is probably because I work with professionals for all those 10 years kind of category. So one of the tasks is go back 10 years and do a certain exercise and highlight and come back. So people realize different things in doing that exercise. So you will now see some people now say, and now they will now tie that exercise to the goal they want to achieve. Some people's professional goal is, I want a job. Some people's professional goal is, I want to have speaking engagement at this phase of their life. But that exercise helps them clarify whether it is job I am looking for, it is speaking engagement, it is partnerships for my organization, it is awards I'm looking for, it is appointment to boards, it is whatever. At least you will now know, with these aspects, I can get this. You can now tie your experience to the goal it can help you get, because you would have done that exercise of clarity and you see yourself that, this one, it cannot work until the next 6 months. The bulk of the work is not optimization of platform. It is not. Look, I can optimize LinkedIn platform in 2 hours. You cannot build a profile in 5 hours. Please, ma, where should I check to see if I have been sent a global call acceptance? I'm not sure what you are talking about. Okay, Louis Joy. What acceptance? Did you apply for GOP? Joy, okay, Louis, if you apply for GOP, we have sent acceptance to everybody that applied prior to yesterday. Acceptance, not everybody. We sent rejection to 2 people, but please, if you applied for GOP, we have sent you an acceptance. If you applied before yesterday, we have only if you applied this evening. Do you understand? But everybody that applied before 12 noon today, we have cleared all those series of application and sent you an email. So if you did not get that, please just send us an email right now or a WhatsApp message. Please check your spam. You applied for the Global Opportunities Program. You want to register for the Global Opportunities Program, which is our signature program. So if you fill that application and we sent you an acceptance and we have asked you to enroll, please check your inbox, promotions and this thing. Once we've accepted you, please go ahead and enroll. Registration is going to close in 2 days. Now, so like I was saying, that particular profile that you now build is dependent on the clarity that you first got. And that is where most people miss it. That is where I see most professionals miss it. They did not get clarity. You will now start seeing LinkedIn profile that is looking like there are 100 things. Content creator, humanitarian, marketer, customer service, XYZ advocates. You will now slash it up and down. And I'm like, okay, so you expect me, I want to hire a professional that is supposed to have experience around something. How to know if you have gotten for a job from there? There's no how to know. There is nothing like the question you're asking, Joy. You cannot know if you have gotten foreign job. How will you they don't throw foreign jobs at people. Do you understand? Joy, you're saying, I mean, how to know if I've gotten foreign job from there? How will you know if you've gotten foreign job? It's like, I don't understand. Did you they don't throw foreign jobs at people for just, it's like me asking, how will I know if I've gotten a job on LinkedIn? Like, there is no how, jobs are there for you to go and look for it and apply for it. So did you apply for a job that you are waiting for this thing? Or did somebody reach out to you in your inbox and say they want to offer you a job? That is not how it works. So what I've been explaining to you all day is you need to build a profile on LinkedIn that is going to help you attract opportunities, right? It is not, they are not distributing like, take, or it's not orange. And you say, oh yeah, take, I bought orange, take. That is not what LinkedIn is about. So if you have no idea what LinkedIn is about, you may want to go and start. There's a free thing we have. It's 3 videos. It's free. Just look for it. Go and get first starter knowledge around what it is so that you know exactly how to ask the questions that may get you the right answer. Because this question, I cannot even answer it because it's not just a question that I can answer. Like it's not even plausible. It doesn't it's not plausible, right? So now I'm going to wait for questions around what I've talked about so far, which is a profile building, platform optimization, positioning. Please take note. I only teach experienced professionals how to attract opportunities. Can what I teach work for an early career? Yes, because I also teach them how to apply for jobs on LinkedIn, how to build the kind of CV they will submit once they find that job, how to build the cover letter they will use for that job, how they prepare for the interview. I teach everything on the GOP. But I always say it's that I am focused more on teaching professionals how to build, like experienced ones, how to build a profile that they will do less work. When I say less work, less recurrent work. They will need to do work on the program. Like you will need to learn, you will need to implement, you will need to write articles when you are on the program. But I'm saying once you do the job once you are able to build a profile that is SEO optimized, that when you are sleeping, people are sending you message and saying, oh, I would like for you to have an interview and be on your team. You will do the work. Oh, please don't get me wrong. I always tell people, if you apply for my program and you click that you will not have time to join the program, I will deny your application. You cannot enroll. Why? I teach you this is how to. So what I do for you is I show you what to do. You come to the workshops, you do it yourself. And of course, you are able to then continue to do it yourself in the future. So my thing is to show I'm an educator and we offer support across 6 weeks, right? We offer support across 6 weeks. I am not a magician. I only have technical knowledge around how you can stop trial and error and quickly get to it. Because I always say something as a professional, as someone who is experienced myself, I hate trial and error. I don't have the time. I don't have the luxury of the time for it. I always say the time I'm supposed to use to earn money, I'll be trying out different things. Let me see if it will work or not. I don't have that luxury. And I understand most professionals are in that distance. So what they are probably looking for is who understands their crafts. This person understands what they are doing. Let me get the knowledge in their head by enrolling in any of their programs that will help me get that knowledge. Then they dedicate time and say, I learn, I create, like I implement, I do what they've asked me to do. And I know I've closed that chapter in my life and this thing can start working for me. So Ayla Sabra, I think you've enrolled on 50 this thing. So you will need to pay it in the maximum of 2 weeks from now. Because if you've paid 50%, you are going to be allowed into the first onboarding session, right? And the second one that covers profile building. But after that, you can't continue to join the support anymore. So please take note of that. And I wouldn't even want you to wait till like that end of that second week. Why? By the time we are getting to the third week. So what, like right now, if you've paid half, it means you have access to the profile building course. And I'm sure you will agree with me that that's the one that is going to stress you. Ayla Soboro, have you started watching your course? Please let me know if you started watching your course. I'm sure right now, if you start watching your course, you're already ransacking your brain on how you are going to do the brand clarity parts, because it is a lot of mental work. You will need to do a lot of work to deliver on it. But here is the good news, which is why I said the farthest you can join, like you can pay up the remaining 50% is 2 weeks. Because LinkedIn, the second part of the course, which is LinkedIn optimization and teaching you how to write the kind of articles that can then get you in front of those decision makers. Those ones, they are easy learn. Like you can actually pay for it and listen to it, and within 2 days, you are implementing it. Do you understand? But I don't always say that someone should do that for profile. Like which is why we always say, please let registration close 2 days to time. So bad, people will watch their profile course, start doing those exercises before they come. In fact, which is why we had to then extend the support for 6 weeks. So just in case we have someone who paid at the very last minute, the very first session is now, unlike before that we used to have just 4 support live workshops. Now we have 6, meaning that the first session, which is the onboarding session, even if all the person did before coming to that session is listen to the first course. In that first session, because they have listened to the learning of the first P, they understand when we are then in a workshop Please note, and last bro, I've asked Moina to send an email like out on after registration closes on Thursday, right? To everyone that's enrolled, explaining to them, Ayla Sobro, please confirm you've gotten an onboarding email to the GOP program. You'd have gotten an onboarding email that explains how the program works. So for us, in that first one, if the person has listened, we need the person to then start asking questions that borders around clarity, especially if they are saying, oh, maybe they are a hope kind of person, and they are saying, these are the three things I am. And I have listened to the clarity part of this course. This is my challenge. So the person can then address their challenge and use the first week to go and execute and come to the second workshop with a draft of their profile. Why do we call these live sessions workshop? The course itself already covers the knowledge. It is called a workshop because we expect everybody online on Zoom to open their laptop and work. You will block out 2 hours. We're going to be working as a congregation, as a group, because we need you to deliver. So it is a form of accountability for us. And we are saying, okay, carry this 7-step paragraph. Start inputting your own as you are seeing me do my own here and giving further explanation. But that I will be teaching in that support live this thing. It is not a teaching, it is a workshop session where we are doing, executing, and answering questions. Meaning that anyone that does not watch their course before they come to class will be lost. I do not sugarcoat learning for people. So I always tell professionals that if you know you have not made up your mind to invest resources, meaning money and time, in your own development, the program is not yet for you. Until you have committed both money and time before global opportunities attraction can happen. Knowledge and support is what you get on the GOP. Implementation on how you get it done will be done during in your own spare time. Of course, the courses are recorded online, so you listen to it your own way. And in fact, one of the things I try to give professionals a schedule, like, okay, if you say you're a busy person, do you drive to work in the morning? Can you plug the learning to your ear? During your lunch break, can you plug the learning? Like in 2 days, if you do that, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour lunch break, 1 hour in the night, you would have completed 3 hours. The entire profile building course is 5.5 hours. The second part of the course is 5 hours. That means all you need is 3 consecutive days, 1 hour morning, afternoon, night, 1 hour to have finished listening to the entire course. However, it is not Netflix. It is listen and implement. So you can then say, okay, when I come at the weekend, I'll block 2 hours and do the implementation. But at least your brain is already active. So this is what I need to get to be able to implement over the weekend. So if you have questions about the PPP framework I've talked about so far, about the GOP program, about anything around LinkedIn, profile building, how you write articles, any question, please ask me. And because I don't see Hope come back on this thing. We have waited for her long enough. She's not coming back, and I don't know why. Our network is not friendly to us today, right? I don't know why. So I'm waiting for questions. I've thought for almost 1 hour. Questions and or is there anyone on this call who has applied for GOP program and we've not accepted your application, or we've not reviewed and sent you a reply for your email? Please let me know so that we can get on the review of application and you can enroll for the program. Please take notes. GOP is a 5-in-1 program where you get 5 different elements. The first thing you get is a profile building online course, which is what Aniela Sobro was talking about that you had paid 50% for. And immediately you pay for that, we give you the course. The second part is the LinkedIn platform optimization and positioning. So what that one covers is it shows you the 20+ sections to optimize, the kind of skills you should put in your skill section, not just list 50 skills on your profile and think that the more the merrier. It is not the more the merrier on LinkedIn. It's not the more the merrier. Then shows you the article writing framework. My articles have no rival. I'm not joking. Why? I'm a global citizen. So beyond when somebody teaches you how to write articles, yes, GOP is an advanced program. It is not even under the Skilled for Work Academy. GOP is Global Opportunities Program. WFS is Workplace Foundational Skills. So under iTrain Africa, Workplace Foundational Skills teaches you how to get skills that you will use at work. Workplace skills, that is what it is, workplace foundational skills. The skills you will use at work. Do you understand? GOP teaches you how to attract the opportunities with your experience. So we don't have starters on this program. We have, which is why you see. So what Hope did was register for both GOP and WFS. Why? She had never worked internationally, so she needed first to attract the opportunity. But then you don't attract the opportunity and not be ready to show that you have the skills. So in our case, she registered, she first paid for WFS and half of GOP. So what she did is she listened to the profile course. Then on April 25, she came back to pay for the LinkedIn optimization. Why? She needed the second part. Like I said, she paid for profile in March. It took her 1 month to come back and pay for this thing. But then it took her just a few days because why? She had built the content that will go into it. She had learned how to build content. You on the first course, that is the first part of the global course, like the global program, which is the first online course in it. On GOP, there are 2 online courses that we combine in that program. The first course is profile building. The second course is platform optimization and positioning. Okay, the first course is brand clarity and profile building. The second one is platform optimization and positioning. So they combine two things in one course, right? Then we took these 2 courses and put it on GOP. So because she has experience, it meant that she simply needed to learn how she was going to then extract that experience, package it into a profile. When she was done learning that, she now said, okay, now let me pay for the second part of this, which was the LinkedIn optimization. And she now took that content, dumped, like I said, LinkedIn optimization, once you have the content, you can do it in 2 hours. So it just took her, like, let me say, a couple of hours to watch the LinkedIn optimization course and do what she was supposed to do on LinkedIn. That was April 25, she paid us. By May 1, a company in the US had reached out to her on LinkedIn. Like, I did not say she went to them. They reached out to her. May 14, another company from South Africa. That is the power of building the profile that has the right keywords. You will be staying on your own. Somebody will be saying, take. Like, some people cannot imagine it. Some people cannot, like, people always like, does it happen? Yes, it does happen. Some people cannot imagine it. Like, is that even possible? It is, you will not believe it. And it is not like that person has 2 heads. The person is tall, black, yellow. Like, it doesn't, it is simply the content they have seen that is making them reach out. However, she was prepared. Why? It is one thing to build a profile that will make people reach out to you. Hello? If they show up to you and you do not have the skills, you will blow it. So when she came and she talked about this, I said, you will need this one and you will need WFS. WFS is for a different goal, is to upskill you on the necessary digital skills, attributes, traits that they expect of you on the global stage. You know, I'm sorry to say, most Nigerians, most Africans, we are used to mediocrity. We are used to delivering work that is below global standard. And how do I mean? You will see a Nigerian working in a Nigerian organization and be like, I cannot come and kill myself and everything. Like they give you work, you say, if I don't finish, I don't finish. It doesn't happen in the global establishments. Like you will come to a meeting. Like I just think back at when I was working at UN, like that's a museum for the United Nations. You will honestly come to a team meeting and say, what? Actually, the collaborative tool you told me to use to work, I couldn't access it. You now waited till Monday meeting to come back. Do you understand what I'm saying? So one of the things or the things we teach on the WFS is how do I upskill you to global standard so that when that opportunity comes your way, you don't mess it up. Like you have baseline skills and attributes. Because me, I would have taught you on the WFS that you don't do like this. When you are working in multicultural team, these are the kind of things you say. You do not say this kind of thing. Then I would have taught you the digital skills and tools on the WFS, and you are going to need that job. Do you understand? So under I Train Africa Skill for Work, it is our focus there is upskilling beginners, professionals, entrepreneurs, artisans, upskilling them for global employability. We upskill you under Skilled for Work Academy. All the programs there are to upskill you. Under Aderi Salah Adriadepo brand, which is where we have the Global Opportunities Program, it is not an upskilling program. It is a program that helps you build a personal brand or a business brand that you can now use to attract the opportunities. Do you understand the difference? So if you go to iTrain Africa website, you say iTrain Africa is helping Africans become globally employable and visible. That employable is for Skilled for Work Academy. Visible is for this particular GOP program. That profile that has mouths to speak for you, as Dr. says. Thank you very much, Ayinla bro. Like the profile that has mouth to Global Opportunities Program. Thank you. Right? The profile that I will use that tagline. The profile that has mouths to speak for you. You will be sleeping. The profile is talking on your behalf. That is the kind of profile you should have. Now, Oluwatosin said, okay, no, thank you, Toba. Okay, great. Let me see. I'm trying to read a question. Oluwatosin, so much, doctor. I have 10 years of experience, but that's cut across customer service and teaching. I really want to transition from teaching into customer service or administrative roles. I've applied for the WFS course. I hope I took the right decision, man. So if you want to transition, you will need workplace skills. The question is, for the goal of upskilling, you need WFS. UP took both WFS and GOP. I just told you here. Why? It is one thing for her to get the opportunity. It is one thing for her to have the skills to be able to deliver on it. So you think after they reach out to her, US and say interview, they will now come and interview her and will now ask her, when you are going to work collaboratively with a team that is across Africa, that is in Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, and please walk me through your process. What tools will you employ? That one is not taught on GOPO. It is on WFS that would say, okay, use Miro. Use Zoom one thing. Use this particular Google Sheet to build a project this thing, to build a Gantt chart, to do a to-do list, to do Canva like this, do presentation, do portfolio like this. That one is under upskilling, under WFS. But the program will not serve two goals. GOP serves for attract the opportunity. WFS serves for upskill you to be able to say you can do the job at the interview. So it is possible you actually get attracted, as in you attract the team, but you cannot, that interview will not pass it. You know why? You don't have the skills that they are asking. You don't even know the skills they are asking you for. Maybe it's when you have clarity around the skills they're asking you for, you will now say, let me talk about the skills. You don't even know the skills they're asking you for. Because let me be honest with you. Global interviews, they don't ask you they don't ask you define what is, it is always case-based scenario. I remember every question I've gotten asked at my international job, whether it was my design lead role at Natural History Museum of London or my global program coordinator at Museum for the United Nations. They were all case-based scenario. Oh, we are organizing this thing. You're going to be covering people across different time zones. Tell me, walk me through how you would deliver. You're able to manage facilitators in Alaska in this. They want to know your thought process. So if you have never been in that, which is why on the WFS, I have 2 live projects. I make people work in groups. Why? I need to simulate what they would experience in such scenarios so that they know what to expect. Then Semi Dayo said, so if you have 10 years of experience for the goal of upskilling, so you can transition, you need the skills. But if it is for the goal of when you now finish upskilling, you want the opportunities, it is GOP you need to take with your years of experience. So, like I said, she took the 2 for different purposes. Let me answer that question. Can we have an idea of the cost of GOP, the various programs you offer, and where can I see as a... So itrainafrica.com. itrainafrica.com. I think somebody replied to you already. itrainafrica.com, the homepage, you will see, like, it can take you to the different things, but you can go to itrainafrica.com/our products. Our products, like itrainafrica.com/our products. Our products, all our products are listed there. Now, for the GOP, as at today, it is 268,750. I always tell people, whenever I call it this, I say as at today, because this program used to be 500 at some point, 500,000. As at today, it is 268,750. That's about $300 if you're not Nigerian, right? If you're not Nigerian, it's about $300. So please take note of that. How much is WFS? WFS is workplace foundational skills, the one for upskilling, or what as a upskilling beginners and things like that. So when I say beginners, anybody can be a beginner. Please take notes. You could have years of experience and be a beginner, because if you've never worked remotely, you want to transition into remote work, you are a beginner in that sector. It means that you lack the skills to work remotely. So when I always say beginners, I always say, is this your first time of trying to get into the global space, trying to get international, this thing, all those things? If you're a beginner in that and you need workplace skills, that one is 90% subsidized. 90% subsidized. People that paid last year paid 300,000. Now it is 37,625 as at now. Again, I keep saying it from time to time. Not from time to time, like for reasons that we are a social enterprise. We don't do discounts. Please, there's a difference. You will never see me come and say, I'm doing sales, I'm doing discounts. So when people say, will this program come back down? I will tell you no. So we offer subsidy and say, maybe for 1 year after we release a program, we can subsidize it. Either we are internally subsidizing it or externally subsidizing it. But we're not running promo. So if you ever wait to say, when they run promo, I will buy, you lie, it will never happen. You understand? We don't do discounts, right? But we can have a program that is subsidized for various reasons best known to us. Sometimes it is for our KPI reasons, because we're a social enterprise. So that WFS is currently subsidized at 37,625. That's $40 if you're not Nigerian. But please take note, you cannot use one program to replace one. If you're an experienced professional and you are seeking to learn how to build a profile that speaks for you while you sleep, so you can attract opportunities, WFS cannot do it for you. It is a different program, okay? So you cannot, so that someone will not say, okay, let me take this 90% subsidized one and I'll use to attract global value. What I have taught here now, the PPP framework, the only program that covers the PPP framework to attract global opportunities is the Global Opportunities Program. There's no other program that replaces it. Why will I even replicate programs? Like, why will I create 2 types of a program and put one as 37? Like, do you understand? Can we have an idea of the cost of? I've said that's 2,687. This thing. I just found it on your website. Thank you. Okay, great. All these are sound origins. Okay, like as in I'm giving expo, right? you know, Ese Kolapo has actually been on my program, so he knows what I'm talking about. Like, and is even as it was actually paid me for one-on-one. So he knows that this, like, all these clarity things I'm giving right now, like these are the things I will teach on my program and collect money for. I'll collect money from people for. Do you understand? So I always tell people that if I will not teach, I will not teach, but I will come and teach something that is different from what I will teach on a paid program. Nah. Because some of you will end up joining my program and say, but doctor, you said on your live that this is how we should do it. Why are you now saying it? Now start saying, no. Like, if you want to join, it's always a decision of, I'm finally ready to get, like, I want to invest in my personal development because I have the time, I have the resources, and I'm finally determined to take the step. So how many times does GOP open in a year? It's twice a year. So sorry, let me rephrase that. GOP is open. That is, the courses are open. Like I said, Hope paid a March. We are starting the support July 19, and she paid us in March. That means April, May, June, 3.5 months later. Do you understand me? Why? And she started getting her results. She did not wait till July 19 to get results. Hope is in batch 7, meaning she's starting program officially July, but she has gotten results May 1. Why? She paid the March for profile course. She paid in April, or April 25. By May 1 and May 15, do you understand? She has gotten those reach out. So it means that when you actually pay for the program and you get access to the knowledge, is when your program has started. So what I do thrice a year is offer support. Offer support 3 times in a year, because I will say, okay, everybody that paid between March and now, I gather them and say, for the next 6 weeks, I will come live. Let's do workshop style. You can ask me your question and everything, because what you really paid me for is the course. The remaining one, all this, I'm coming live, let's do workshop. I put you in a WhatsApp group for 3 months. You can ask your question even after the live workshop has expired. All those ones are bonuses. It's support. It's free support, technically, that I'm offering. Do you understand? So, because why? I realized that professionals will finish paying me. They will not show up. I said, but if they can know that, okay, I need to show up, I had their meeting to their calendar, I pursue them on WhatsApp, I asked me not to pursue them. If they can show up for 6 weeks for themselves, for maybe 5 hours a week, what are the 5 hours? You use 3 hours to show up for live workshop, you use 2 hours to study before you come to the live workshop. So if you can invest in your own personal development for 5 hours in a week, meaning you study for 2 hours before you come to the workshop, start implementing, then you come to the workshop and build it. In 6 weeks, you will have a profile that is sleeping, that you are sleeping and you are getting message on LinkedIn and someone is saying, I would like to have you on my team. I would like for you to do this with me. Like you will be wondering, but it is always a decision you need to make. So if, for instance, you say, don't let me join this July batch that is closing on June 19, or rather July 19, that is starting on July 19. What is starting on July 19 is the support. I repeat, the courses have been given to people and they have started studying. You can see Ayinatobro was here and he was commenting about how he was already doing work. So please take note of that. After this support in July, the next support is in November. After that November support, we have 2025 March. So when people ask me, when do you think I should take it? I say, you take it when you are ready to attract global opportunities. So for instance, if you still have plans for the global opportunities to materialize in 2025, I mean 2024, you take it now. If your plan is to take it in November, then you should be looking at, okay, by the time I take it in November through December, I should start looking at 2025. So you take it when you are ready to attract the global opportunities. The recording of this session will be on my page, so you can just watch it after we are done. Okay, the recording of this thing will be on my page. So Oluwatosin Orawole, I don't know what your question is. I must have answered your question on Facebook. I don't. Thank you. Okay, you have seen. Say you have seen. Okay, I've answered your question about you cannot use one course to replace the other. So if your goal is to attract opportunities, you need a PPP framework, which is on GOP. If your goal is to upskill because you are trying to transition and you will need skills in this thing, your WFS is this thing. But like I said, Hope took the two because they are attracting, it's for 2 different goals. GOP was to build a profile that speaks righteously because she has experience and you also have experience. WFS was to upskill. So by the time she showed up at the interview, she could defend the profile she had built and used to advertise and say, come to me, she could defend it, because that is what will now get her into the door finally. Do you understand? So one, GOP is a marketing course, meaning you are marketing yourself. WFS is an upskilling course, meaning I am developing my skills. They are two different things. So are there any more questions for me before I go? It's almost 8:30. I didn't plan to spend more than 1.5 hours. It's unfortunate Hope could not come back, because the only question she could talk about was her experience and how she found me on Facebook and how she had paid different people before she came to me, even international people. I would probably even maybe get on a call to hear her story at some other time, because I don't know why network is not a friend today, but it is what it is. I hope, please, it is an application-based program. GOP is an application-based program. If you've heard me talk about this, I've been saying you need to apply. If you want to apply for it, click the link at the top. Of why? For us, even if we don't talk about this a lot, the network that those professionals build, that's one we cannot even put a price on. So for us, we need to curate the network. We need to ensure the kind of people that get into that network, Babach. I have reviewed, and yes, I reviewed personally. I have reviewed 80 plus applications in the last 1 month, and I have sent rejection to nothing less than 15. I'm sure you are saying, oh yeah, we reject money. Why? It is important that the people that come into that thing are the people who wanted that program. So you need to apply for it. When we say yes, please go and enroll. As after we say, okay, you are fit to enroll, then you can now enroll by paying through bank transfer or paying through seller. Okay? But trust me, we always ask you to fill that form. GOP, WFS, you don't have to enroll, you don't have to apply. WFS is for everybody. 70-year-old, 56-year-old. We've had 56 years old that have retired on our program. Do you understand? We've had 70-year-old that are just jambites. It's for that one is for upskilling is for everybody. But global opportunities attraction is not all profiles that we can build for that. So, and it's not everybody that we also allow to get into that network. So as in to get into, when I say the network, like people that pay for it, every batch, they have a community and they keep engaging themselves. So we need to ensure that the kind of the people that are there are operating on the same wavelengths, okay? For us to continue to see value from that community. So thank you so much. If there are no more questions, thank you so much. And for someone like Ayla Sobro and others that have already signed up to this batch, please see you on, I'll still come here tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day of registration officially. I want to teach you something. There is a cover letter I used for my application when I was applying to that my UN Live job. The cover letter. The first paragraph of that cover letter, I always call it my power paragraph. I call it my power paragraph. I'll teach it tomorrow evening, same time, 7 p.m. West African time. I'll teach it tomorrow evening. That paragraph, you can use it to get into anywhere, whether it is a job, an award, you're looking for a contract. That power paragraph is crazy. Like the strategy I use in that power paragraph is just, trust me. But I'll probably teach that tomorrow at 7 p.m. West Africa. So come hear me talk about the power paragraph of my cover letter. And when I say letter, it's not really a letter. It could be an email. It could be like a proposal cover letter. Like when you say something is a cover, it means that if they ask you to send CV or send whatever, the thing you write as a cover is what is a cover letter. Okay? Thank you so much for spending 1.5 hours with me. And on that note, I say good night and have